Hey, what's up, you guys? So I have been asked for many moons now to make a PC optimization, Overwatch optimization, settings, specs, whatever guide, right? So long story short, I did this like a year ago. I typed the whole thing up, made the whole thing, and then I just kind of never got around to making the YouTube video for it. So this is me making the YouTube video for it. I'm really lazy and I don't want to edit this video, so I'm going to do it all in one take and you'll have to suffer. So there's my website, Cool Beans, right? I will enable, after this video is published, another tab up here called Guides. This page has actually always been active. It just required you to guess the link. The link's been active the whole time. There's just been no button. I know. Wow. So here you can find my suggestions for reducing input latency and increasing in-game FPS. I may have missed some things. It was very difficult to remember everything I've done over time. Biggest thing here, use at your own fucking risk. Use at your own risk. If you break something, I am not responsible for it. I will not take responsibility for it. I am not doing it. No. 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 I am not responsible for your shit. Alright, with that being said, as we scroll down, you'll see there's different options. First one is Windows. So, wow, holy shit, what is all this? My face cam's blocking it. Wonderful, magical, love that, cool. So, we'll move it to like right here. How's that? Great job, you're an amazing video editor. So, adjusting timer solutions. That's the first thing, right? This is really simple. You do everything in the order that I typed it out. Wowzers. When you're done, it'll look something like this. Wow, amazing. Okay, you'll probably have to reboot your computer. Fantastic. The next thing is ISLC. You click here, you download it. You do all the things in the order that I told you. If you're trying to do the settings right, these are the settings. Mine, which is for 16 gigs, looks like that. Wow. Big thing to take away here, if you fucked up the first step with the timer resolutions, after rebooting the computer, ISLC will not show 0.5. If it doesn't show 0.5, that means you fucked up the timer resolutions and you need to go do those commands again. It'll show 0.49 or some shit if you didn't do the timer resolutions correctly. So, just a heads up. Cool. Most people will tell you these are snake oil. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. An alternative to ISLC is something just straight up called timer resolution. It's a standalone program that you can also just have running instead of ISLC. There's also another timer resolution that literally looks like this, and you like that's it. This is the whole thing. It just exists. There's lots of different ways of skinning the rabbit. Anyways, so that's that. Performance. Make sure your PC has all of your Windows updates. I know. People hate doing them. Check them. Usually, once you do them, you like check for updates. You'll install the updates, and then next thing you know, you'll reboot your computer and you think you're done, but you're not done. Just check it again. Sometimes more pop up. Okay. Number 2, follow all these steps. Amazing. This is essentially, yeah, I don't really care. just do it. There you go. Point of precision, it shouldn't matter because of raw input with gaming, but better safe than sorry. Ultimate performance mode. Essentially, you're going to copy this. You're going to put it into a fucking PowerShell, and it's going to give you a new power plan. Normally speaking, if people tell you to put something into a PowerShell, you tell them to fuck off because that's weird. But it enables the option for ultimate performance, which is hidden by my face cam. Again, I love that. It gives you ultimate performance mode, which doesn't come stock. So, useful. Good beans, follow more settings. You get the drift. This one here, big thing. Don't do this if you don't have a custom loop. And if you don't know what a custom loop is, you don't have a custom loop. I'm talking if you don't have tubes with liquid running through your PC, and I don't mean just like, oh, I have a liquid cooled CPU. No, that doesn't count. Like literally a custom loop. Don't do it. Like you need, like, even then it's still a bad idea. So if you're wondering like what that means, like what does it do? So these are my clock speeds, right? I run my PC with 5800X3D 8 cores with hyper-threading disabled. So it's just 8 cores at all times. That's all I run is my 8 cores. So with these 2 custom loops, what that setting does, if we were to follow through what it tells me to do and what it tells you not to do, essentially you'll end up here and you'll change these settings to on and disable. And what happens is, notice how these go burr. All of a sudden everything's firing on all cylinders. It's really bad for your computer if you cannot regulate the heat. So that's why I say if you don't have a custom loop, don't do it. I have a custom loop. I have my own GPU rad block and I have my own CPU rad block. My setup's very, very different. So don't do that. And I only do that when I play. Only when I play. So that's like kind of a big takeaway. Yeah, if you're wondering like what my specs are, that's totally in the PC spec section. Like you can go here and I have everything down to like the RAM timings and sub timings even. Like it's literally all there. Anyways, so big thing, don't do that. Okay, AMD, check your drivers. Intel, check your drivers. You're using a Samsung solid state drive, check your drivers. Disabling Windows security. This is an your own risk thing. Do you click on sketchy websites? Do you go to sketchy places? Do you open sketchy attachments in your emails from Nigerian princes? Okay. If you do those things, don't do this. NVIDIA. Update your drivers. Cool. You use an AMD GPU? I don't know anything about it. Sorry. Cool. Do these things. Fantastic. NVIDIA control panel. My settings are right here. These are all the things that you should check. Fantastic. 30 series. Make sure you got resize bar. Check that shit. Chrome. Make sure it's not eating your resources by following these steps. Overwatch. Process lasso helps a lot. Essentially, you run it as an admin, you open Overwatch, and that's this bad boy right here. What ends up happening is that by default, Overwatch will become above normal and it will get process priority. I personally set everything that isn't Overwatch, like Discord, I set it below normal. Stream labels, which is my notifications, below normal. Chrome, I keep normal because I don't care. Everything else goes below normal. Below normal, below normal. The only exceptions, I will click on like voice meter or my microphone. So the 𝐊𝐞𝐢, and I will hit exclude from Pro Balance. I make sure Pro Balance is enabled. I make sure forced mode is on. But the big thing is right clicking on, pretend this is Overwatch, right clicking on Overwatch, and making sure CPU priority is always above normal. I do that. Apart from that, the only other thing I do, you'll see from 0 through 7, those are all the cores, right, in my computer. So I have 8 cores. I make sure that Overwatch stays 0 through 7, but all the other shit is 4 through 7. So you'll notice that certain things are only running 4 through 7, like precision is 4 through 7, stream labels is 4 through 7. Like, just little shit here and there. Most things are just excluded in general or below normal. Apart from that, that's process lasso. Those steps are right here. Other things for Overwatch, essentially just making sure it runs properly. This is the whole, this isn't Overwatch, I'm using process lasso as an example. It's going to compatibility, run as admin, disable full screen. But there's 2 different sections for it, so I walk you through that. So that's that. Limiting no regs. There's a lot of things that cause no regs. From network to just, there's a fuck ton of things. No regs when you know you hit somebody. You get blood and you're like, dude, the fuck, my shot didn't hit. Anything that hooks into the game can cause a no reg. Shadow play hooks into the game. Discord screen share hooks into the game. Discord overlay hooks into the game. NZXT's cooling software hooks into the game. Fucking, I think even Spotify hooks into the game. Everything. You want to limit all that shit. Everything and anything and everything and everything. In fact, until the latest update of NVIDIA drivers, Discord being open forced your GPU to run at like a P2 state. If you're not a tech nerd, essentially, it hindered performance. Hardware optimization, I lightly go over GPU overclocking, and I mean lightly. Literally, I'm telling you how to use the built-in scan tool. If you're not using the built-in scan tool and you're lazy, TLDR, you can probably get away with this. If you're wondering what I use, I have a custom liquid cooled again. Like, it's on its own rad block, its own everything. I run 100, 1000, and I run it boost lock, which means it's always running at this speed. So, but I can do that. So that's GPU overclocking, and then the last thing is just PC optimization in general. Going over like making sure your shit's right. So if you open your task manager, for example, and you go to performance, if your memory says 2133 or 1400 or 1200, chances are your RAM is not set right in your BIOS. You probably need to reboot your shit. So I go over that. That's kind of it. Pretty much, that's the gist of it. I mean, really, if you follow all of this step by step, you should be good. You should eventually get there. I don't think I forgot anything. Did I forget anything? Let me make sure. If I did forget something, I'll update this. But I'm pretty sure I didn't. No, I'm pretty sure I did actually. I forgot something. Where is it? I don't see advanced in here. Did I not do advanced? So you go to your start menu and you type in advanced system settings, which you couldn't see because my face cam's in the way. You get this screen. There's performance. You go to custom and you only check show thumbnails and smooth edges of screen fonts. I don't know why that's not in my guide. Totally thought I did that. I'll add it to the guide, but that's it. You get the point. That's all the shit. That's all the done diddly doodles. This will help or it won't. At the end of the day, making your game better, it comes down to faster CPU and faster RAM. The game does not care how much RAM you have past 8 gigs realistically. It cares, I would go with 16 by the way. It really cares about speed. The difference between 3200 megahertz RAM and 3800 is a lot of frames. It's a lot of frames. It's a big difference. So, yeah. Anyways, that is it. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to keep talking. You can read. I believe in you. You can figure this out. But here's at least a dedicated spot for you to start. Good luck. I believe in you. At your own risk. Or something like that. I don't know.